YouTube family, back again with another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to properly measure your strategy throughout each different quarter and how to adjust your expectations of how well your win ratio is going to be. Now, a lot of people, right, they get caught up in the win ratio alone and think that they're going to be able to excel week in, week out, month in, month out, and this just isn't the case. Now, a lot of people need to understand, right, you might do well in Q4, you might not do well in Q1, you might do well in Q2, and you might do average in Q3, right? Seasonal expectations need to be met when it comes to actually applying your strategy and understanding what it is you're trying to do. Now, a lot of students have reached out to me recently, like how to basically adjust their method. So that's what I'm going to talk on today. So a lot of people, when they get into trading, right, you have to understand having a bad week in trading does not make you a bad trader, especially if you're following your strategy. It's to be expected. Now, what that means is you're going to lose money, yes, and you're going to lose trades, but at the same time, it's managing the expectations to understand whether the conditions were actually meant for you to engage the markets. Now, a lot of people overlook this and think to themselves that there's a way of basically winning every week, and I'm here to tell you it's impossible. Even the best traders get defeated by the market sometimes, and that's okay. It's on to the next trade, it's waiting for the next setup, it's waiting for the conditions to be met. Now, what I've clocked with a lot of people that are emailing me or messaging me charts and saying, why did I lose this trade? Or can you have a look at this to see what the reasons were as to why I would have lost this trade? And what I've started to notice is a lot of traders have this uncanny belief that they're able to catch the top or bottom of a reversal. That is the most difficult thing you can do. And I'm here to tell you, you need the market to show you evidence, right? Don't think about the initial move being the best entry in terms of where you need to apply your strategy and get into the actual market. Sometimes, guys, when it's not clear and obvious, it becomes actually less probable of it playing out in your favor. So I want you guys to understand, right? Let the market, especially on the higher time frames, show you the implications of, yeah, this has legs to potentially push higher, or this is breaking down lower, and now it's about looking for my entry criteria. Don't try and catch the bottom, especially when seasons change. Some quarters are going to be clear and obvious in terms of what you should be doing to try and engage the market, because the volume is there, the volatility is kicking in. Maybe we've got more news events which are hyper focused and bigger impacts going to be happening. And in some quarters, you'll come into it where the volume's not there. There's still ample opportunity, but it's more of a take what you can get and call it a day type scenario. That's going to happen, guys. It's not going to be full-fledged legs every single week or every single month. Sometimes it's just, you know what, this month was kind of tricky. Let me actually just refine what I need to be doing on the charts and come back next month, right? And when you do this, guys, honestly, when you haven't got the experience of 4 full seasons, when you haven't experienced Q1 to Q4, don't kill yourself about that. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes to experiencing these things, you're going to grow as a trader from a psychological perspective and a skill-based perspective, right? The psychology of, again, adjusting your methods as we get through each quarter is something that's not teachable. You have to just learn it. You have to just experience these things. And why I say that is because without experience, you're not going to know when your strategy does well and when it doesn't do well. So if you're just coming into it, maybe you're 6 months into a year in, think about, hopefully you're journaling, by the way, but think about all the trades you've taken, right? And actually look at the log of the trades you've taken and ask yourself, when did I have a great quarter? When did I not have a great quarter? If you've just gone on and you're on a clean run right now, great, this might not apply to you. But for those that are still struggling and those that are trying to figure out what is going on in terms of when to actually engage and when not, just have a look at your journal, go back through your trades and ask yourself these things. You will find the answers in the trades you've taken. As long as you're not sporadically taking them and you know the reasons as to why you're pushing the buttons, you will get the answers as to, okay, I've done well here and I excelled here. I didn't do that well here, and this is what I can improve on. Every loss that you take is refinement into, hopefully anyway, every loss that you take is refinement into getting your strategy to what it needs to be, getting your psychology to understanding what it is you need to wait for in order to actually get in the trade. So don't beat yourself up about this, guys. If this is something that you're going through, if you are at that stage where you're not fully confident in your strategy and you know that there's more help and more things that you need to learn on the chart, think about those things, right? Think about when you started, what month you started. Hopefully you've logged all of this down. Think about, again, just when you're actually doing well and the season that you're in. Okay, now we're in Q4 right now. It's only just begun, really. Okay, we've got 2 whole months left, so I'm expecting a lot more volume to start kicking in the markets. What isn't helping right now is the fact that the government shut down in the US, so that's not helping the volume at the moment. So nonetheless, right, we have to gear up for when things do change, and when it does change, there's going to be opportunity. So with my experience, right, I've been trading for 6 years. These are just things that I've clocked in the markets, right, in terms of just seasonal opportunities. Q4 is normally a great season. Okay, now is it going to be a great season every single year? We don't know that, right? But Q4, from a volume perspective and just me looking at the markets and being profitable and understanding consistency now, this is a period, should I say, that I'm looking forward to. So don't kill yourself if you're, struggling with what's going on right now. Maybe you had a great Q3 and the last quarter was better for you, but going into this quarter, it's not what you thought it would be. Just wait for clear and obvious setups, guys, because what it means is that maybe you're just over trading. Maybe you're taking too many setups in regards to actually seeing the opportunities available. And this is where people go wrong and unravel all of their good things, their good deeds that they've done, kill their profits for no reason, and start to unravel and backtrack on all the progress that they have actually made. So don't do that, okay? At the end of the day, we don't need to press the gas, or again, if you have a deadline you want to meet, there's a financial goal you want to make, it's about when the opportunity presents itself, and that's when you actually have to go into it, okay? Without that, I'm telling you, you're going to be on a seesaw where it's just good months, bad months, good months, bad months, right? And we don't want to do that. We want to maintain consistency as best as we can, because of the times where we are not going to win, the weeks where we just had a bad week on the charts, right? And maybe you lose your funded account, or maybe you've blown a percentage of your profit that you've made when you're compounding your account. Whatever it is that you're doing, guys, okay, you want to limit those weeks as best as you can. Sometimes you just don't have the hot hand. For those that are into sports, if you have the hot hand, right, and you're on a hot streak, right, get the ball to that person. You need to know when you have the hot streak, right? But don't treat this as, being bulletproof or untouchable in the markets, because as we all know, and if you don't, you will find out, the markets will humble you completely. So having a hot hand and being in a good groove, you're going to know when you're feeling good about what your strategy is. You're applying your method as simple and consistent as it needs to be. You're not overthinking things. That's when you've got the hot streak, right? Everything's good. You still need the opportunity to actually see these things out, but as long as that is available, right, continue in the groove. Now, there may be a time where maybe you've taken 2 losses in a row and you don't feel confident, or your confidence is not as good as where it once was, right? And you don't have that hot streak. Maybe you're in a cold part of your trading, right? That's when it's about, okay, going back to foundational things that I know maybe I was jumping the gun with in terms of potentially entering on my trades, or maybe I'm getting into things without the clear and obvious evidence, right? Start going back to just waiting, right? Sometimes we're too impatient because we think everything's going to pop off in your favor, and you start thinking that the market is going to be defeated by you each time. It's just not going to happen. It's very unrealistic. You need to still be consistent in your methods, still have a trading plan, still following a set of rules. Now, one thing that I like to apply is when I've made what I would like to see in terms of a weekly target or a weekly profit goal, I don't care how many days it takes, if it's 1 or 2 days, if I can be less engaged in the market over a period of a week, I would do that. I'm going to do other things, right? I'm going to make content for you guys. I'm going to help out people in my community, respond to emails where people are asking for advice, all of these things, right? To just take myself away, where as much as there's a 5-day week, I do not want to, if I can, I don't want to trade 5 days a week. If I can help doing that, then that's what I'm going to do, because I've noticed, again, and this goes back to journaling, when you're over engaged in the market, right? Think about it, guys, yeah? Look at it like this. 5 days a week for 3 months straight. Do you know how much time that is in the market? And you're expecting to not have a bad run within that period, right? Let's forget 12 months. Let's just look at it quarterly, right? 3 months, 5 days every week, right? What is the expectation you have? Realistically, what are you expecting to do? How are you expecting to avoid losses? So if you can shorten your week, right? Shorten your week. If you've made what you feel like is a good profit and I'm done, and again, this is about measuring your mental capacity or having goals set, having something written down where it's like, okay, this is what I actually wanted to do. I've reached it, I'm done. Simple, okay? That's what you want it to become. So ask any successful trader, anyone that's out there that's realistically making big trades, hitting big moves, right? Ask them about how many times they're engaging in the market. I guarantee you it's not every day, because the same opportunities afforded to you yesterday may not be afforded to you tomorrow. So don't have that expectation. So going back to adjusting my strategy to each quarter, how I do this is by limiting my exposure in the market. I do not want to be trading every single day, and I only want to be trading when the market is giving me clear and obvious signs to engage. High impact news events is going to be low probability. I want to wait for the dust to settle, right? As much as we're anticipating these things and we're waiting on these things, we want it to be clear and obvious. We don't want it to be conditions which are going to cause confusion or make us make adjustments to our strategy so that we can try and enter the market. These are all things that revert you away from what you need to be doing on a consistent and a methodical basis. Now, these are things that I wouldn't be sharing with you if I didn't believe this is what needed to be done for you to go from being inconsistent and unprofitable to profitable. It took me 3 years to figure this out. But the last 3 years, right, I've completely changed my life for the better through trading. And you are able to do this as well. It's just how bad are you willing to follow a set of rules and understand when it is you have the hot hand and when it is you don't. So I hope this video has helped you guys. If it has, please like and subscribe and comment what it is that you're struggling with, if anything, and how I may be able to help you, okay? Link is also in the description for my free community if you want to join and again have more in-depth conversation about what it is you're struggling with, or just share your successes. We love winners too. Please hit the link in the description for that, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching the latest episode. If you like that, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. I'll see you on the next video.